And welcome to TVC News. Well, we begin with this development where the President Bola Tinubu will swear in the newly appointed ministers tomorrow. And this development was disclosed in a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. The swearing-in comes after their screening and confirmation by the Senate last Wednesday. The ministers to be sworn in are Bianca Odumegwu-Ojukwu as Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Minister of Humanitarian and Poverty Reduction, Nintawe Yildiwater, Minister of Industry, Trade and Development, Jumoke Oduwole, Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Maiha. Others are Yusuf Atta will be screened as Minister of State, Housing, Swaiba Ahmed as Minister of State, Education, and Muhammad Dingyadi as Minister of Labour and Employment. And away from the presidential villa to the war against illicit drug trafficking, where the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have intercepted concealed cocaine, cannabis bound for the UK, United Arab Emirates and Australia at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja. We have details in this report.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have thwarted the bid by members of an international drug syndicate that operates between Brazil, Ethiopia and Nigeria to smuggle a total of 845 wraps of cocaine weighing 18.72 kilograms into Lagos State at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja. The drug consignments worth 4,492,800,000 naira in street value were recovered from two lavatories of an Ethiopian airline aircraft during the post-landing cleaning of the cabin. Investigations revealed that the seized drugs were conveyed from Brazil to Ethiopia through ingestion and excreted in Addis Ababa by a set of couriers, while some other traffickers picked them up and attempted to smuggle them into Nigeria through the Lagos airport before their agenda was foiled with the cooperation of the airline's authorities and other airport staff. In the same vein, attempts by some drug trafficking syndicates to export 2.9 kilograms of cocaine, cannabis and tramadol 225 milligrams concealed in body cream containers and pieces of artworks to Australia, the United Arab Emirates and the United Kingdom through courier companies in Lagos were also blocked by the NDLEA officers. Other arrests were made across the country, including the Federal Capital Territory, Anambra, Kogi and Taraba states. A statement signed by Mr. Femi Babafemi, who is the Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Abuja, expresses the appreciation of the commitment of the operatives and supportive agencies by the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired.
And to Kebbi State, where the Governor, Nasir Idris, has declared that the state will no longer tolerate human trafficking in the state. Well, the Governor was speaking following the rescue of 19 underage children who were handed over to him by the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. Hawa Mohammed reports.
Kebbi State Commandant for NAPTIP, Musbahu Ura, described the act of human trafficking as a modern form of slavery, sexual exploitation, forced labor, and even human harvesting, among others. Musbahu called on parents and guardians to be vigilant and keep an eye on their children to avoid them being victims of trafficking.
Human trafficking is a serious violation of human rights, significant threat to global security. Nigeria is a source, transit, and destination country for human trafficking.
To combat this issue, Chairman of Zuru Local Government, Bala Isa, announced the establishment of a committee to work with traditional leaders to intensify campaigns and create awareness on the dangers of child exploitation, trafficking, and modern-day slavery.
This is something that is a global issue, which, by the will of Allah, the governor that we have is somebody that he don't take things simply. We have been facing this issue more than 4 or 5 years, but we do not have somebody, or let's say a government that can stand for us. But the coming of our governor, who has people at his heart, on our discussion, he asked us to come and do a sensitization program. That is from the down to the top.
Governor Nasser Idris, represented by his special advisor on security, Ladi Hassan, warned the perpetrators and their accomplices, declaring that such acts will no longer be tolerated in Kebbi State.
For child trafficking that involves women and children, these women and children are the jewels of our society, embodying our hopes and admirations.
The Emir of Zuru, Alhaji Muhammad Sami, also showed support by instructing district and village heads to strictly enforce laws against these harmful practices. This collective measure demonstrates Kebbi State government's commitment to creating a safe and secure environment for its citizens, free from the scourge of human trafficking. Hawa Muhammad, TVC News Kebbi.
And to Taraba State, where the governor, Agbo Kefas, has signed a memorandum of understanding with the China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of the Dambaba Sentai Airport, Jalingo. Senior reporter Wolabi Adenusi filed in this report.
This meeting between representatives of the CCECC and critical stakeholders in Taraba State is to chart a way forward on how the state's economy can be transformed to become the country's leading economy in the Northeast region. Declaring the meeting open, Governor Kefas expressed excitement about the prospects of the state's collaboration with the CCECC, adding that it would unlock the state's immense potential.
And today, we are gathered here to forge new path that will propel us towards our goal of developing a vibrant, modern economy that serves not only our people, but also the entire Northeast region of Nigeria.
The governor added that the discussions at the meeting will focus on 3 critical areas, such as energy development, infrastructure development, economy and food security, among others which are essential to the growth of the state. He expressed hope that in no distant time, the state is going to take the lead in energy distribution.
In our discussions today, we will focus on 3 critical areas that are essential to achieving this vision. 1, energy development.
The president of the Chinese Civil Engineering Construction Company, Chan Xin-chang, who was represented by the chief executive director of the company, Zhu Dongping, said the partnership with the Taraba state government is a remarkable step in the development of the state.
The signing of MOU between CCECC Nigeria Limited and the Taraba state government is a remarkable milestone and will serve as another outstanding proof of our commitment to the development of Nigeria.
Shortly after that, Alex Oniegbu gave a brief on Taraba State Master Plan.
What we are doing now, in most of the states, you find out that the concentration of a master plan, a development master plan, is normally in this capital city. But in this one, both the state capital, the senatorial districts, and all the local governments are integrated.
The state deputy governor, members of the National Assembly from the state, the Minister of State for Regional Development, traditional rulers, and some members of the State Executive Council also met with the delegation.
Now, the governor of Bayelsa State, Doye Diri, has assured that electricity will be restored to the state. And the governor says all damaged power towers along the east-west road and in Yanagwa have been rebuilt. Joseph Kunde has more on this.
The 13th annual Thanksgiving event of the Bayelsa State government brings together distinguished guests from the Niger Delta region to join Governor Doye Diri in giving thanks to God for the creation of Bayelsa State. These events occurs amid ongoing economic difficulties, particularly electricity outages in the state. However, the governor has promised a quick restoration of power through cooperation with the Transmission Company of Nigeria.
I'd like to apologize to all of you. The darkness was not brought by me. The darkness was brought by vandals. And all of those equipments that were vandalized belong to what they call the Transmission Company of Nigeria. It is their duty to ensure that those things are fixed. And when we saw that they were delaying, because we are the ones feeling the pain, as a government again, even if it was not our duty, we intervened again. If the conductor fixing would have been another 2 weeks, God can make it possible for 1 week. And so we have every reason to continue to thank God.
We express our faith by telling God thank you. Not because we have everything going on 100% well. What are we thanking God for? Number one, we are thanking God for the miraculous creation of a state called Bayelsa.
This annual celebration, now in its 13th year, highlights the importance of gratitude to God even in tough times.
It's a thing of joy personally, coming to see that this mustard seed that was sown in the name and to the glory of God is germinating. It has taken root and it is bearing fruits. In the several years to come, we believe that this will go on.
The festivities conclude with a performance by the award-winning music sensation Joe Praise. Joseph Kunde, TVC News, Yenagoa.